Hey guys, welcome to HipHughes History, and I'm in my hoodie. I'm in my hoodie because I'm not going to be teaching content today. I'm going to be yelling at the camera about essays, about basic advice that you kids out there who are having problems writing the essays need to be yelled at about. So I'll yell it with love, but here it comes. Dumb stuff you need to know when you're writing an essay, because I grade them. Alright guys, it's going to be a quick video, so I'm not talking to those of you out there that have mastered these skills of writing essays. I'm not talking about content, I'm talking about basic structure here. So let's take a look at the last essay that was given, at least in New York State, the thematic essay for the U.S. history and government region. So here it is.
And you can see they give you a theme and a task. The theme, geography. Throughout the nation's history, the United States has expanded through the acquisition of new territories. These acquisitions have had both positive and negative effects on the United States. Task. Select two territories acquired by the United States, and for each, describe the historical circumstances that led the United States to acquire the territory. Discuss positive and/or negative effects of the acquisition of this territory on the United States. And then it goes through a list, and you're not limited to those suggestions.
Alright, so we're not talking about content, we're going to stick to structure. And I'm going to tell you, no matter what, it's got to be a 3-paragraph essay. This guy's going to be a 4-paragraph essay. So let's start with really stupid stuff, alright? Your opening paragraph. I grade these things. For the most part, I can shoot it like that and know if we're starting you at a lower grade, a medium, or a higher grade. If you're a struggling writer, you want to start at least at that middle grade. So one thing you never want to do is write 2 sentences, because 2 sentences is not a paragraph. My name is Mr. Hughes. I wear glasses. It's not a paragraph. It will never be a paragraph. So you got to stretch that baby out. I always tell my kids, at least try to do a TTT. A TTT is theme, task, and thesis. For the most part, as long as you're not directly copying the words on the paper, you should start at a medium grade. So I would repeat the theme of geography, and I would state in kind of a mission sentence, in this essay we will be taking a look at the historical circumstance, and then going through those 2 dots, the tasks are dots, I'll call them dots, then you should have a long enough paragraph to start at a medium grade. Of course, we want you to get to thesis. We want you to include a big idea in that opening paragraph that, like a bell, you can ring, ding-a-ling-ling, every time you write about it. In this particular essay, I would hope that my kids would think of the concept of manifest destiny and include that in their opening paragraph. But if you can't do that, you stretch that baby out in those tasks and that theme to get to 3 sentences. Count them 1, 2, 3, and we got a medium cooked essay brewing. Alright, you have to at least come up with a format. It really doesn't matter how you format it, as long as it's formatted. I would say, always give a chunk for each example. You have to give 2 examples of 2 territories acquired, so make it those 2 body paragraphs. It's a 4-paragraph essay. There's other ways of doing it, but I would stick to that script. The body paragraph has a format. This is where you want to pay attention, kids. Pay attention, because if you follow this format, it's really hard to fail out on the essay. You might not win a grade that you want to put up on your refrigerator when you go home, but you're going to get a grade that's probably going to get you across that finish line. So number 1, start with a topic sentence. Start with a topic sentence. Tell me what you're going to write about. All right? Tap me on the shoulder. Go, Mr. Hughes, I'm going to write about the Louisiana Purchase. And then at least I know where we're starting, and you get a sentence in there. Size counts, it counts. How big it is, it counts. So you want to write lots. And that's one way of doing it. So have a really direct topic sentence. Now, here it is. I'm going to yell at you. You ready? Here we go. Dots or die. Dots or die. If you don't do the dots, you're dead, because I'm going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you, but you're going to fail. And if you fail, you might not just graduate. And if you don't graduate, you'll be living in a van down by the side of the river, and nobody wants that. So that means whatever the dots are. In this instance, it says to describe the historical circumstances that led the United States to acquire the territory, and then it says positive and/or negative effects. You write about those 2 dots. I want you to be so explicit, so direct, so in my face that it's ridiculous. Let's say it was choose 2 monkeys, and then the dots were discuss why the monkey climbs up the tree, and then discuss how it gets down. Literally, let's first take a look at why the monkey climbed up the tree. Let's first take a look at the historical circumstances that led the United States to acquire the Louisiana Purchase. Corny? Yes. A good idea? Yes. Two reasons. Number one, what's it going to do to your essay? Bang, 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 bang. The essay's going to get longer. It's going to look good. It really does matter. It matters what you look like on the outside. So I want you to do that. But the more important reason is if you do that, if you say that I'm going to talk about why the monkey climbed up the tree, what are you going to write about next? Why the monkey climbed up the tree. And this is critical, guys. It's critical because on most rubrics, on most evaluations, it basically says that if the student tries all of the questions you gave them, and maybe they didn't do great, they got a little bit right, a little bit wrong, you could generally give them a passing grade. So when you don't do one of those dots because you don't have format, because you don't say, well, let's take a look at what the tree, then you don't do it. And then you leave it blank. It's like going to the carnival and getting the 3 balls to throw at the target. And you throw 2, and the last one you're like, I don't think I'm going to throw that one, I'm going to go home. You're a dummy, you're a ding-dong. So, dots or die trying. And that's where the gravy is. That's where the grade can explode, because once you answer that dot, you have a chance to write more. And some things that you could do very simply is try to get a vocab word in there. If you get a vocab word in there and then define that vocab word, that's an easy way in the explanation to get a couple bonus points. Now, I'm not going to go over content. You do the best that you can. But once you're done with that first dot, and you talk about why the monkey climbed up the tree, guess what you're going to do? Now that we've looked at why the monkey climbed up the tree, let's take a look at how that dumb monkey got down. Some monkeys are smart. Now that we've looked at the historical circumstances, let's discuss some of the positive effects of this purchase. And then, of course, they could go negative afterwards. And again, this is where the gravy can explode, and you could write lots and lots and lots. But either way, that's that paragraph. Now, for those stronger writers, what do you do with the bell? Ding-a-ling-ling, manifest destiny. At the end of the paragraph, it's a kind of thesis told you so. So, as you can see, manifest destiny clearly was a driving force behind a yada, 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 yada. And then, of course, you're going to do that for the second example. That was one body paragraph. The second example, or second territorial example I'd like to talk about is Yo Mama. California, Mexican War, whatever it's going to be. I didn't mean to say Yo Mama, but I did. So if you get a thesis in there, that's great. But either way, let's talk a little bit about the last paragraph. Don't call it conclusion because it makes no sense. If you come out of a movie, nobody's like, how to conclude. If anything, they might say, can you sum it up, or how was the movie? So what I want you to do is I want you to be really direct by, again, putting that theme back in there. You're allowed to do that. If you're a struggling writer and you want to make sure you get enough sentences in, go back to that original theme and state it. But really what you want to do is you want to sum it all up. If you have a thesis, you want to go back through that thesis and kind of have a closing argument of I told you so. But if you're hard up for words, one thing you can do is a without sentence, right? Without the territorial expansion of the Louisiana Purchase, where would I get to make up a sentence today? So the without sentence is really great. And then if you want to predict the future, that's always something that you can, I don't want to say BS, which is a bologna sandwich, but kids can bologna sandwich that, right? In the future, perhaps no territorial expansions are in the cards for the United States, at least not here, but maybe there in outer space. I don't know, I'm making stuff up. So there's my advice, guys. Opening paragraph, TTT, get that sucker at least 3 sentences or punch yourself in the face. Your body paragraph, topic sentence, introduce dot, explain dot, introduce dot, explain dot. Thesis would be great, but dots or die trying. If you skip a dot, you're going home to fail, baby. And then try to get that summation paragraph, 3 sentences. If you can make it look like an essay, if you can throw those 3 balls and you can get those dots at least addressed, you should be able to pass. This is not a money-back guarantee. So there you go, guys. If you want to check out some content so you actually have some stuff to write about in the paragraphs, then click my face, because it'll take you to HipHughes History on YouTube. We have over 200 videos, content video lectures, where I get to poke fun at you and grow your brain 10 times its size. Okay, guys, where attention goes, energy flows. It's nice been chatting with you on the YouTubes about the thematic essays. I'm out.